back with another life story. Oh my god, it's about time, right? Well, I'm back with Mr.G Gamer. It's been a long time no see. What's going on, man?
Not much.
Yeah. And today we're doing another scary story, supposedly by him. And I've seen
Mhm.
most of you guys doubting these stories. I'm telling you right now, nothing we tell is a lie. Every story, a little bit of truth, no matter if you want it hard to believe it, it's truth. Everything's truth.
Everything that I'm gonna say is completely true. I
Alright,
am not shitting you.
now what's your story going to be about today?
Well, it's gonna be about the time where I went to my grandma's and almost pretty much, yeah, shit myself, pretty much, because I saw a real live ghost for the first time.
Alright, so his first ghost experience. That's gonna be very thrilling, and I'll let you go ahead, man.
All right. Well, it all started when I took a trip down to my grandma's, and I was gonna be staying there. We are having like some kind of family reunion thing, and I was gonna be staying there so so that we could do the family reunion thing. And I ended up staying in my aunt's room, which is like right down the hallway from the living room. Um, so what ended up happening is like middle of the night, I got thirsty. So I got up, I went down the hallway to go get a drink. I went to the living room. As I walked into the living room, I uh, I like I thought I heard like a whisper at first, and then I thought I heard like kind of a sigh, like someone sighing in relief. And I looked over, and there was this little girl who's completely pale and wearing like a white dress, sitting on her knees in the middle of the living room. All right, at this point, I'm like, "Oh, what are you doing here? You are in a house that is not yours, and if this is your house, you are related to me and stop being so creepy." So she noticed me. Or no, she didn't. No, she didn't notice me. Well, technically, yeah, she noticed me because all I heard was Sarah's cold, and I was like, "Who? Who's cold? No." Even though I'm trying to keep my distance away from this scary ass little girl. And then she said it again. She said, "Sarah's cold." And then it looked like I saw smoke like coming up through the chimney because she lives in kind of an old house and it has a chimney. So I was like, huh? Ooh, what's going on here? Where's the fire coming from? So I'm kind of freaking out now, getting a little, creeped out. And then when I looked at the chimney, I looked back, she was gone. That's when I realized I fucked up. That's when I realized this shit was about to hit the fan. So I turned. Here, wait, I'm getting a call. Be right back.
Apparently, we're having some technical difficulties. Apparently, Mr. G Gamer gets a phone call in the middle of his story. Um, I don't. Wow. Anyway, guys, I might as well take this moment to give some announcements. Um, okay, I guess never
All
mind.
right, I'm back.
Alright, continue your story.
All right, sorry about that. Um, so I like ran. I had a flashlight, like a little, the sketchiest flashlight ever. It was like a little wind-up flashlight. You know, those little ones that you can buy at like the Dollar General that you have to wind up the battery for it to work. Yeah, I had one of those because I was like, I really just didn't like the darkened period at that time. So I like started cranking that thing like crazy, and I was like looking around frantically. I was like, "What the shit just happened?" And I went and got my water, and then I went to go back to my room. And I was walking down the hallway, and I was like freaking out. And I was looking like back and forth in front of me and behind me. And then I looked behind me one time, and she was just standing there, and she was pointing at like she was pointing at the fireplace, and I was like, "Oh hell no!" And I like freaking ran as fast as I could to the to my room. And I mean, like whew, I slammed that door shut, and then I like covered up in the blanket. That just scared the hell out of me. All right, so I was hiding in my blanket there for a while, and me, being the dumbass that I am, my dad was my dad had a girlfriend, and he was with she was with him at this time, and she was staying at the house with us. So yeah, she came out of her room because she heard my door slam, and I went to go and open my door, and then she was standing in front of the door, and I like flipped out and like screamed at her, and she was like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 what's happening?" And I was like, "Oh, I thought you were the little girl," and she was like, "What little girl?" I was like, "The little girl in the living room." So yeah, they thought I was like mentally insane for the longest time, and then like my grandma like explained this story that she heard about this little girl that like lived in a house that was like down the road, and this is like kind of like a gravel road because she lived way out in the country. So this little girl that lived like down the road, and her parents died, and I forgot how she said that they died, but it was like in the middle of winter, and the girl she pretty much just froze to death because they had no AC or heater or anything. And it really didn't make the news because it's way out in the country, but it was a big deal to all the locals. So yeah, I was like, well, it's not creepy at all that I just saw that girl. Never going to grandma's house again.
Mm. Sounds like a pretty rough night there, buddy.
Yeah, I really got almost zero sleep.
Yeah, I can just imagine you just sitting there, just looking at your
Just sit,
door
I
like
was
the
sitting,
entire night.
I was sitting like tucked into my blanket as tight as I could be, and then I was just like I had my head out and I was just peeking around the room like,
For
I
what,
swear to
like
God, if I see her
hours a
again,
day?
I'm going. No, for just like the entire night.
I
I
mean,
didn't
like
pretty much
hours
go to
that
sleep.
night. Like you just like stood there for like 8 hours just looking.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh God, that must be terrifying.
Yeah, just the anticipation because it's so quiet in that house. Like you can hear a creak from the garage door that's like 20 feet away from that room.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, and I mean like a
Oh,
moth
hold on.
hitting the door.
And guys, if you can hear my AC. Sorry about that. I'm just too lazy to turn it off right now. Yeah, I'm a
I was gonna
horrible
ask what
person.
that was.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like a slight like humming in the background.
It's that girl. I know her. She's like my best friend. Anyway, is that it for the story?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Wow, it's pretty crazy. So there's nothing more you want to add. That's just it. Just creepy girl.
Yeah, creepy ghost girl. Scared
Never
me
saw her
shitless.
again.
I didn't really go back to that house again, and now, really, I've grown a pair, so I'm not that scared of her anymore. Or the dark, or most of those things.
Oh, the
Ever
dark.
since really, my first scary encounter was pretty much the rake, which that one was just purely terror.
And you
It's like
guys, and
staring
that's
into
another
the eyes of
video.
death.
If you guys want to see that video, that's in another video.
I thought we already did a video on that one.
Yeah, it's another video. So I just said
Oh, what did I say?
that was
Like,
actually our
huh?
second life story we ever did.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, that was like staring into the face of pure death. This was
Anyway,
just scary.
that was Mr. G Gamer's story of his first ghost encounter, I guess you could call it. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video.